Okay, I'm gonna stop being annoying. Welcome back, everyone.
We're your hosts, Kevin.
And Taha.
And we're your boyfriend twins.
We are the same.
But different. And actually, we're not really boyfriends.
And also, we're not related yet, either.
Yet? Yeah, we're not related.
You never know. Life is short.
Fusing our DNA together. Actually, that does sound like slang for double penetration.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Guys, before we continue, this is not a recurring segment. Kevin doesn't know I'm about to say this, but I'm not feeling as great as I could be, and so Kevin's going to make me feel better by agreeing to this.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say to cheer you up, and then we can move on with this goddamn segment?
This is what I mean when I say that he's actually a sweetie. He could have been like, no, but he wants to make me feel better, and he's such a cutie. Okay, you're going to say we're your boyfriend twins in Elmo's voice.
No, I want to say something more interesting. Like, make it fun.
Okay, can you say, my wife has disappeared. I'm worried she's been abducted.
All right, you ready? You get one of these, and then you shut the hell up for the rest of this episode. Are you ready?
It's Elmo! My wife is missing, and I can't find her!
Are we done? Can we move on, please? Are we finished? All right, moving right on, because I have been publicly shamed in this space. If your week was a sexual position, what position would that be, Taha?
My week hasn't been great. I went to the dentist. Notice how I never answered this question. I never answered. I go, yeah, I literally become the beginning of those recipes. That's like chocolate banana recipe. In 1981, my mother passed from a rare disease. Like, that's literally what I do every time you ask this question. Anyways,
you do love a tangent.
I do. My week has been hard, okay? I went to the dentist and I thought it was going to be a routine cleaning. It turns out it was like a post-op thing for my gum graft I got in December, and he had to pull my gum muscles down. He gave me a stitch and I was not happy, and he always tells me it's only going to be a few days of pain, and then he'll do it and be like, actually, it's a few weeks. And I'm like, whatever. You're lucky you're cute. And also South Asian. And then after that,
well, hold on. Do you want to fuck your dentist?
No, I don't. I just want to be his cousin.
Okay, we'll unpack that later. Go on.
And then I went dancing, which was fun, and I had my first ever real club makeout, which was like kind of fun.
How long did it last?
He was Scottish. It was just like a few minutes, but it was fun. He was cute. He was Scottish, and I told you this.
What's the difference between? I don't mean to interrupt, but I am curious. What's the difference between a kiss and a makeout? Like, how much time is the difference?
Like, I've kissed someone at a club, and we just did a few like mwah mwah and then bye. But this was like
okay. Sloppy, wet, disgusting. The kind of kiss where once you connect and then you disconnect and there's still spit, like bridging the gap of the mouths.
Not that, but
no,
I do respect that.
You don't like it wet and sloppy?
It could be in the moment if it like builds up there, but that's not really
gross.
He was Scottish, so I was like, we should do Shrek roleplay.
I'm sure that really funny. Charmed the pants off of him. Charmed him right
He
out
thought
of
I
the
was
swamp.
charming. I was being very charming and funny. I was drunk, so I was a little more confident than usual too. It's funny. I was like, I actually know Scotland's national anthem, and he's like, oh yeah, what is it? I don't know how to do the accent. And I was like, I said something really stupid. I was drunk. I was like, oh, this is Scotland. We love Shrek. And this is our country, or something like that. And he was like, oh, you're so silly. And then it was fun.
Yeah, you are really lucky you're handsome.
Oh yeah, our week. Thank you. I just told you the same thing earlier while you're being a dick. So if my week was a sex position, oh my God, and I'm itchy all over, and I was telling you guys I'm scared it's monkeypox, but I don't think it is. I'm itchy all over, and I'm tired today, Kevin.
I can tell.
So
I can tell.
If my week was a sex position, it would be like I'm sleeping and someone's beating the shit out of me with a chair.
Kinky. I like it.
Tell me about your sex position. I want to hear. Kevin, we got a comment recently, and someone just commented, neither of those are sex positions. And I'm like, I don't think they ever will be.
I don't think they ever will be. Well, listen, we got to keep things interesting. We got to keep it. If we start with sex positions and then run out of sex positions, then everyone's going to know we're out of ideas.
Exactly.
If we begin with things that aren't sexual positions, and then some days we land on a sexual position, you're welcome. I think everybody wins in that case.
You're right.
Yeah.
I agree. And I want to hear about yours. I'm excited to hear about your week.
Like last week, I basically took 2 days off on accident because I was traveling to San Diego for Easter. I came back. I couldn't do the work that I needed to do. So I was like scrambling to do 7 days of work in 5. And this week was like very easy, very relaxing compared to last week. So I think my sexual position would just be me, like numb, lying on the bed while someone else just like does everything for me. Nice and easy. Pillow princess, if you will. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think so too.
Are you a pillow princess?
I think unfortunately, yes, I am. I don't exclusively identify as a pillow princess, but I do love to not do any work. So when it comes to a situation where someone's like, I'll take the lead, I kind of just say, okay, yeah.
You're
I really...
You're open.
That's right, I'm flexible. Tell your friends.
You are? Yes. I don't need to. There are pictures all over the internet. That's not by the way, that was not derogatory.
If you can't see the podcast right now, I am beaming with pride.
Yeah, that's not derogatory at all. You literally look hot as fuck, and you have to own it because you're sexy and you're cool, and that's amazing.
Thank you.
Love it.
Alrighty.
I'm Kevin. I can take a compliment. Ooh, I'm a little feisty today.
You are feisty.
I don't know,
the itchiness is going straight to your brain. It's weird because if I just take a compliment of someone calling me attractive, I feel like that looks vain. In my mind, if I agree with them, it seems almost dismissive. And if I like push it away, then it's me not being able to take a compliment. I feel like in my brain, I can never win.
So the trick to that is, because I understand what you're saying, like in general, like I overthink people complimenting me, turn it around on their act of complimenting. So I say things like, you know, if they're like, oh, like I love your videos, they're really cool. It's so kind of you to go out of your way to say that to me. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll do that next time. I do this thing. It has not worked yet. I do this thing where if someone comes up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, love your work. I follow you and I watch your stuff. I will say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And it has not worked for a charming laugh yet, but I keep doing it because I feel like it should. And I need to stop because if any comedian will tell you if something's not landing, then fucking get new material. But I don't know why. It's my first instinct. I want to, I feel like it's the perfect way to dismiss their compliment while still being charming, and it's not working at all. I need to stop doing it.
You're on the right track, Kevin. You're on the right track. I do a similar thing. I've tried that. One thing that works better is like sometimes I'll tell people, I'm like, they're like, oh my God, like I love your videos and whatever, they come up to me, I'll be like, you know what? Like, it's not a good sign. Your For You page is telling you you're mentally unwell. Like, have you seen a doctor? And they're like, oh my God, he. It works. I think.
That should be, you know what? That should be my response. The next time someone comes up and calls me handsome, I'm going to go, and then I'm just going to walk away.
I tried making a joke yesterday. No offense to you because you're American, but this one girl's like, oh my God, like you're Canadian? I can't believe I'm seeing you in Toronto. I was like, yeah, everyone thinks I'm American. She's like, yeah, I did. And I'm like, wow, are you calling me dumb as a joke? And she just looked like scared. And she's like, no, you're not dumb. And I was like, it was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah.
Laugh.
Yeah. Because I mean, as you know, I'm a rude little bitch. So of course, when I make fun of someone, I'm like, this is when you come at me harder, and then I say, good job, ha ha ha. But a lot of people are like, oh, okay, yeah, and I'm like, well, now I look like an ass.
You know what you remind me of, Kevin? I want to tell you what you remind me of.
Henry Cavill.
You reminded me of Henry. Unfortunately, you remind me of myself because of your face. If you reminded me of Henry Cavill, I would literally fly over to Los Angeles and put a ring on it immediately. What you remind me of is okay.
We'll unpack that later too.
Nothing to unpack. In Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the PC game that I played when I was 6 years old. There are these gnomes, okay? I'm going to show you guys what the gnomes are. I'll send Kevin a picture.
You are treading on thin ice, buddy.
When Kevin is in a really naughty mood, he becomes like those gnomes. They're these horrible little things, and they're tiny, and they're like, I'm going to get your beans! And they're like, ah! And you have to be like, flipendo! And like knock them over. And they're like, ooh! That's Kevin when he's in like a naughty mood. I can't wait to show you what they look like, Kevin. You're going to love that.
No, here's the thing. I'm really upset because I actually agree with you. Shut the fuck up for 5 seconds. I agree with you, and it's hard for me to communicate this because it makes me look like a insane person. But in my brain, I have what is called Goblin Mode, which is just the idea to like burn down everything, and not in a literal sense where it's like I only want to see destruction, but just like in a text chain. It'll just pop into my brain where I'm thinking like, what's the one thing I could say right now that'll turn everyone against me? Like, what can I do to just ruin this interaction? And I have those thoughts all the time. And whenever I explain this to people, I always get dismissive looks. Like I'm the problem, but I'm not the problem because I don't act on them. I just think about them a lot. And I'm really mad. I'm really mad that you picked up on that, but somehow I can't explain to other people that like, I'm hiding this like secret monster behind my brain, but he hasn't gotten out, and because of that, you're welcome. It's not fair. Life's not fair. People who are creatively trying to destroy others in their mind without actually acting on it don't get enough appreciation in this world. And I think
no, they don't.
I'm going to start a club. You
know what? Intrusive thoughts are normal, and if you act on those intrusive thoughts, that's what makes you pathological. So, if anything, this is proof that you're I think it would be a stretch to call you neurotypical. It's probably an indication that you're not going to kill someone one day.
Well, let's hope so.
I mean, your arms look so good. Your arms look amazing.
Oh my god, thank you. Oh, wait. Say that again. Hold on.
Kevin, your arms look amazing.
See, it works. I'm gonna do it. I think we just solved all of our problems. I don't need therapy tomorrow morning. I think this is great. This is wonderful.
Okay, Kevin, I'm gonna hit on you. Tell me how this pickup line works. Or like, okay, wow, Kevin, guns really are legal in America.
I've heard that before. You want to try something else, buddy? I've got this empty cup. You want to fill it with a drink? How about that, huh? I saw you making out with those two men earlier. The slobber was connecting in between your mouths. It was disgusting. I know where
I was not making out with them at the same time.
Are you itching? Are you itching right now? Are you trying to give me a disease, sir? I called the bartender over. Excuse me, he's trying to infect me? I think he's gonna be a problem. The bouncer comes over too. Is there a problem? Yeah, I slip him a 20 underneath. He told me that he is brown but loves the fact that he's whiter. Oh wait, we don't accept people who lie about themselves here.
And then the bouncer's like, do you know why they call me the bouncer? And then he sits on my face and bounces his giant butt cheeks all over my nose, eyes, and mouth. That's a face. And he's like, I love white passing ethnics. Oh yeah, that's baby. Correct. And during that entire interaction, he mixes up us for each other a few times.
yes. He's like, wait, hold on. I'm seeing double. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What a fun little thing.
Can I tell you something disgusting?
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm probably gonna regret it. Go ahead.
Coachella.
I think mine was grosser than yours.
I'm not joking. Kevin, they don't bathe there, Kevin. They just live in tents and they don't bathe. No,
let's talk about Coachella a little bit. Everyone's there right now. Grimes was a fucking mess. It was hilarious.
Oh, did she? I don't know anything about performances. Did she perform?
She did. And I don't know anything about DJing, but it went poorly to my knowledge. Here's the thing. I wish there's like some people I could unlearn information about. I was talking to my friend about this the other day where I was like, I think Grimes is so cool. However, because I know about her, I think she is so uncool. Like, to have the career that she has, but then to also tie herself to Elon Musk like she has, I'm like, you have done so much cool shit and also so much annoying shit. I can't help but think of you as just someone who who's just kind of like lucky. Like, I don't think you have any real like process in your brain because of what I've seen you do. Therefore, I don't really respect you now.
I do want to add a disclaimer. The careers and value that women hold is not dependent on who they're with. Obviously, that's not what we're saying. I would just like to add to what Kevin, I agree with. I know that's not what you mean. I just want to add a disclaimer because I think it can go there. I think getting married and being married in general and just like indirectly supporting because you're married to them to a loser billionaire ass twat is worth criticizing you for. You know what I mean? Like, it's not 100%. Just like, oh, she married a shitty guy, so blah, blah, blah. Just to put that out there. I know that's not what you mean.
And also, like, let's be real. Let's be like 100%. Meghan Trainor is the person who deserves to be marrying Elon Musk. Like, Grimes, I thought you meant
Megan Thee Stallion. I was like, yeah.
so similar,
like,
so easy to mix up. Megan Thee Stallion and
wait,
Megan
why
Trainor,
don't
they're
you like
so
Megan
close.
Trainor?
I think she's fine. Like the speakers at Target, like when you're walking through Target, picking out like what extra thing you're gonna buy because you have to. It's legally required. You hear Megan Trainor on above you, and you say, "Yeah, that's how this life works." And then right after Megan Trainor, Pink plays, and then you say, "Yeah, that makes sense too."
And then sometimes Pink will make an appearance in Target where she's doing her like aerial stuff, but like in between aisles.
What the?
I love that she does that. There's no reason for any of her songs to have that. She just does it because she's vibing, and I love it.
I love it. There is literally like nothing about her music says let's hang on some silks, but she does it anyway. Good for her. Truly, she watched one Cirque du Soleil and said, "Me too. Me too now."
Yeah, and I love it. I love it.
She went to Vegas one time, and she's like, "I found it. I found my new brand. It's not being mean to people. It's hanging in the air."
Okay. Apparently Lana Del Rey had a good Coachella performance. People were talking about it, but like I'm out of the loop.
I'm out of tune with the general consensus on Lana Del Rey because she could go on stage, fart into the mic, and I'll call it art. I don't care. Like Lana Del Rey could murder someone, and I'd be like, no, but you don't get it. It's Lana Del Rey. So
exactly her behavior during the initial parts of the pandemic was very stupid. So I no longer like respect her fundamentally as a person. But I think her music is like fun, and just telling a homosexual that I want to hold that against her is so funny because like no, like she's mother. I'm like, she's a very talented musician. She's dumb.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what's benefited my passion for Lana Del Rey is that I don't look anything up about her. The last time I saw her in any kind of publication was when she was working at a Waffle House for like a week and just doing publicity for her newest album. I'm like, that's fucking fierce. Like that's so fucking funny, and that is exactly what I would expect someone like Lana Del Rey to do in order to promote something. Like that's what I like. But yeah, no, she does go off. I remember she was also there was one time she was interviewed by like the Rolling Stone, or they did this big expose on her, and then on Twitter or on some like site she clapped back and she's like, "You don't even know me, ho," and it was just like, no, this is a huge honor to be like for all of this to be done in a way.
I kind of love
very
that.
much like, yeah, she does give that vibe of like, if she's in a mood, she will go off, whether it's to her benefit or not. And part of me is like, honestly, work. But also, there hasn't been enough there where I'm like, no, it's inconsistent with her tendencies. Like she is chaotic, therefore. Like you can't really trust it. So I totally get if people's like, I don't really I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah. She's campy and fun, and I think her music's amazing, and she's so talented, and like I can appreciate it from that sense. I think if you look too deep into it and like think about like the moral implications of blah blah blah, then I'm like, you're annoying to her. But then I agree with you. Taking a step back is nice.
Yeah, Lana, I'm talking directly to you. I know you're listening, obviously. Please come out with a cover album because that would be great. Just a cover album or a duets album. That'd be great too.
Kevin, I can do a really good Lana Del Rey impression, so I can just cover whatever you want in her voice.
I heard your Mickey Mouse impression earlier, and I am inclined to not believe you, but I think it'll be funny for the bit, so let's go.
Take me to the finish line. I would run away, he's 45 years old. My pussy tastes like 7-Up. I'm not well today.
You're really not, but that was very funny.
I'll be the bootleg Lana Del Rey stock cover album when you like look up music on like YouTube or CapCut for your videos.
It's you in a mustache and a red wig, just the worst red wig, teased to hell.
Have you heard those like stock music covers of songs where you like type "Party in the USA" on Spotify, but they don't have Miley Cyrus's version, so they'll be like, "I hopped up the plane at LAX," and some random woman with like a failed singing career from
It's like Kids Bop, but it's just you singing into a mic hopelessly for 3 hours. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
You're right though, Lana does not like her consonants. She does not like those. She's a Val
Oh,
girl.
and she doesn't need to. It sounds beautiful, and I love it. Like, this is not a dig on her music. I genuinely, unironically think her singing is gorgeous.
Are you a live music girly? Do you like live music?
I haven't
Like,
been
do
to
you
enough
enjoy a
concerts.
concert?
I went to my first ever concert about a year and a half ago. My ex took me to a Mariah Carey Christmas concert, and like, it was fine. I think I'd enjoy a concert if it was a musician I really liked.
Hold on. I'm a big fan of Mariah Carey, and you can't just okay, I'm trying to hold back my rage. It's fine. Mariah Carey, a Mariah Carey Christmas concert was just fine.
Wait, it was my second ever concert. Let me just correct my story. My first concert on Canada Day 2012, 2013, Carly Rae Jepsen came to Mississauga, Ontario and sang Call Me Maybe
Canadian.
in our town square. I know. Yeah, so Mariah was my second, and like, it was good. She's very talented. I just feel like if I'm going to go to a concert, it's probably good to be up close. I think for me to enjoy a concert, I have to be really into the artist. I'd want to save up a lot of money and splurge and like be up close and go with friends and like dress up and make it a really big community experience. I think with Mariah Carey, I was astounded by her voice, but I'm not a lamb. So it was hard to be as into it. So it's so funny. We were in the audience, and before she'd come out, we were people in the audience were looking around, like thinking she was going to come through the audience. And I was like, "Do you think she's going to do that?" And my ex was like, "Mariah Carey would not touch these people." And I look, the light turned off. She comes out from the ceiling on like a moon, and I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, she would never touch us. We're probably filthy to her. But she was so good.
Mariah Carey, she is not one to be touched, if you will.
No, she doesn't need our filth. Do you like live music?
No, fuck live music. Fuck that. I don't know if I just don't respect the art.
Is this a joke?
No, here's the thing. It's like, I am easily made uncomfortable. I don't like to stand for that long. I don't enjoy being around crowds of people. So even if it was an amazing concert, which I've been to a bunch of amazing concerts, I'm still slightly uncomfortable by the circumstance. And I don't want to watch someone I love while I'm mildly uncomfortable. I want to be comfy. I want to be cozy. I want to enjoy it in a circumstance that I enjoy. So like, we're talking about Coachella, and like, would I have loved to see Beyonce, who's my fave, perform at Coachella with a little homecoming performance? Like, that would have been so fucking incredible. But everything around that performance would have been a goddamn nightmare for me to deal with. This is where I lose people, because I feel like a crazy person. Like, people will go to bars and they'll just go to meet people. They'll just go to talk to a stranger. And I'm like, when you meet like friends with benefits, situationship, whatever, like, is that purely through apps then? I have met people out, but it has always been through like the connection of someone else. So it's not just like blind date situation, go up, hi, how are you? It has always been, and honestly, I can't remember the last time I hooked up with anyone that I met at a bar. I don't think it's ever happened. But when I meet people, it's usually through some kind of social connection with someone else. Okay. Yeah. Have you ever been in like a situationship? I don't think I have. I think I've been in really lame relationships that probably should have been situationships, but I have never been in a situationship. Oh, Jesus. I'm someone, if I want to go, I'm going to go hard, and it's going to be messy for all of us. There's going to be a giant, speaking my language. Yeah, it's going to be a big old mess, and you're going to have to clean it up by getting the mop. And also, I'm not going to help, because that's oopsie. I have something to do at that time, and I'm going to be busy. Yeah. So I can relate to the, not all of that. I can definitely relate to the going hard part. I think, I don't even know if this makes sense, but like, I feel like anytime I try to look into what a situationship is, it's rooted in like, we haven't really talked about, or like, we haven't really said it. I'm like, I'm clinically insane. I will not let that happen. I'll be like, hi, I just like to establish where we are and what the boundaries are and whether exclusivity is something you're looking for. I would just like to know exactly what this is so we can move forward without any sort of confusion or hesitation. So I think that prevents me from being in a situationship. Do you agree, disagree? What are your... 100%. When I think of a situationship, I think of this one TikTok where a girl is just like standing in front of the phone. She's like, fool me once. Stop. Oh my God. Fool me twice. No. You're so funny. Oh my God. Stop. It. You're so funny. Fool me 3 times. Why? Why? And so that is what I think so of funny. With a situationship where I'm just like, I don't think that you know what you want, which is why you're describing it as a situation, which is the most vague description of anything ever. You might as well be calling your relationship like that thing over there. Like, if you knew what you wanted and you were trying to get it, you wouldn't be in a situationship because you wouldn't be like fuddle-duddling around with someone who doesn't respect you.
Kevin, what if they know what they want, but the other person doesn't, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to do what they want me to, even though I know I want a relationship. That could also be a situationship. It's not necessarily you don't know what you want.
Then I go up to that person, I hold their hand, I say, who hurt you? That's okay. I mean, this is us trying to define a word that doesn't really have a correct definition. It's kind of just based on vibes. But again, like if you know what you want, I feel like you're not really going to be finding yourself in a situationship, because if you know what you want, you know what you're getting from someone. And if you know what you're getting from someone, the parameters and the boundaries of the relationship are defined pretty well, regardless if you've spoken about it or not.
Yes. No, I think I agree with that. To a certain extent. Yeah. I think a big part of like what makes a situationship is ambiguity, non-direct communication. Very hetero, like very Love is Blindy.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense, but like Love is Blind,
no, it
that
makes
like straight
complete sense. I think Love is Blind is the perfect description of a situationship, because it is people who mostly should not be together, who are kind of just forcing it because they think each other is attractive in a way.
It's it's like the performative, like not really communicating, like,
which is ironic because the only thing they can do at the beginning is communicate.
I know, and it's like they meet, and then when they finally meet, I'm finally catching up on season 6. They finally meet. What are they doing? It's like they're performing, and like when all the couples are meeting each other, like, you know, my Jimmy, like, oh, he can never keep his hands on me. And Jimmy pops up, he's like, I can never keep my hands off my girl. And he's like, blah, 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 to her from behind. And she's like, oh, he loves groping me and getting, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, can you just 100%. Like be people? Yeah.
My toxic trait with reality TV is that I want more shows where people don't know they're being recorded. And I want to watch that. But I know that exact format has directly impacted and ruined people's lives in a way that is...
And that's called... that's illegal. That's literally illegal.
Oh, they've signed the waiver. It's fine. They've signed it.
That's what you mean. I thought you meant they don't know their show.
No, yeah, there's many,
I was like, that's just like
dystopian story about that.
I was like, even Check Hunter has a camera.
Yeah. Like, I know, in my brain, I know the panopticon is bad. Yes, but
the panopticon? What the hell is that? Is that like the thing between your vagina and your asshole?
It actually is. Yes, you guessed it. That's 100%.
Thank you.
It's basically a concept. Oh. Imagine a jail that's like a circular.
Why did you just say the word concept, you fucking nerd?
Well, do you want to learn something today, or you want to make fun of? You want to make fun of me? That's right. That's right. Sit back down and itch your neck, bitch.
Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so it's like a circular jail. Imagine that, and there are windows that allow people to see into each jail cell. And there's one tower in the center, and you can't see into the tower. So each person in the jail imagines that they could be watched at any point, at any time. So they might not be watched all the time, but they can only assume that they are always being watched. This is kind of the exact concept that destroyed people's mentality on Love Island, because they are always recorded. They don't know what's going to be used, and so they go crazy trying to edit themselves or assuming what will be done is always going to be used. And I'm saying that my toxic trait is that I love that. I love it and I want to see more of it, but I know I can't. Yeah. Like, that's bad, but also I just want people to be messy, and I want them to not know until I do.
You can see more of it. It's on TV. Yeah, no, I think it's perfect. Makes perfect sense. It's funny as hell. It will either make people completely stop performing or overperforming to the point that they eventually combust.
That's it. That's what I want for my reality TV. Just combustion. Yeah. I want bitches.
Yeah,
I miss
everything.
the days where bitches would throw drinks at each other.
Kevin, I don't read. I don't make time to read, even though I should. I used to love reading. And that's something I admire about you, is how much you appreciate literature and like how much you like reading. I feel like you're somebody who likes knowledge and like learning. It's a rare compliment for you. I will compliment you rarely, and this is one of them, and it's sincere. I think it's really nice that you do read. It's really cool.
It is.
It makes you very cool.
You know what's interesting? Because I was reading about how sales, like book sales, have been going up. So with social media, it is easier to promote things. And books are one of those things where it's like sales and interest in books is going way, way up. Basically, ever since Hunger Games came out, like there's a higher and higher demand for books. But public perception for books is always just been like, no one reads. I don't read. Who are you talking to? I don't know what you're doing. So I feel like it's this weird thing where people who read get a lot more credit than they actually deserve because there's plenty of us out there. But the basic cultural consensus is that like not many people spend that time reading. So thank you for the credit.
That's a fancy way to not take a compliment yet again.
You know, right? Oh, wait, sorry. Give me a compliment again. Just try again.
Kevin, I really like that when you're in a mood to like validate and be kind, you can be very thoughtful and intentional. It's very clear that your love languages are things that involve like actually doing something and not just being like, you're nice, but like, hey, I did this thing for you. It makes someone feel very loved.
And I ran away.
Yep.
Works every time. That's the only thing I'm going to do now.
Hey,
people are going to be so confused with the bar.
It did work. That's okay. You know what? I'm glad you didn't say that when I neurotically texted you this week after.
Are you going to tell the story? Are we going to be honest on the pod today?
I will share a story. I'm not going to go into details, but like I was just like a little psychotic after like being intimate with this really handsome, hot older guy. And I got home and I was like, I think that he hooked up with me because he knew I'd do more of the work because he thinks I'm ugly. And that's why he wanted to hook up with me. And before we hooked up, he was like, you know, like, I'm not really into like kissing as much. It's only if I like feel a connection with someone. And by the end of it, we were doing that. So he did. And I did end up seeing him again and it was fun. Anyways, I got home and I was like, he thinks I'm ugly and he used me because he's like, oh, like I have to find someone really ugly who I can just utilize. Because I was like, that's the only thing that makes sense. And so I was like, I'm like in my head, who should I message? I know my friends. I know some of them. I did message like 3 of my friends because I was losing it. They're very sweet, but I knew that I needed to be invalidated. So I was like, hey, Kevin, look at this guy I just had sex with. I think he's using me because I'm ugly. Is that crazy? And he was like, yeah. And he was, what did you say exactly? It was like,
I called you neurotic. Yeah.
Yeah, you did call me neurotic. And I was being neurotic. And it was very validating. Thank you. And then when I hooked up with him again, I was like, oh, like, I'm hot. Everything's fine.
Yes, that's true. So I have 2 thoughts though. One, is that not the exact kind of mentalities that would... What is that?
I don't know.
Put on your cream, bitch. Put on your fucking cream, you loser. Oh, I gotta put on my skin cream or else I keep getting my itching. That's my impression of you. Look at you with your little...
I'm scared to have a disease. Maybe I have monkeypox. But I don't have the lesions that everyone says you're supposed to have. All I am is just like itchy.
Give it time, Diva. Give it time.
Oh, I'm scared because then I won't see my nephews today. I'm actually really sad about that.
Yeah. You and your emotions. I swear. I get.
I just miss them.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the mentality of like, I need to be validated and I don't think I'm good enough the exact thought process that leads you into a situationship? Like, I agree that you go hard into things, but what's like, where does your confidence come from if you're banging people who are hot and then you leave being like, I don't know, maybe I need to try harder?
It's a rare occurrence. That doesn't happen every time. It was like a weird one-off thing where I was like, that's why I was like, what is happening to me? Like, this is bizarre.
I had 2 thoughts and I lost my train of thought. I see you tearing up and it's very distracting. Why are you crying so much today?
Sorry. I just realized I might not be able to see my nephews today because I'm not feeling well.
God, Jesus
I miss
Christ.
them a lot.
You know what? I would believe that your emotions are... I don't believe that your emotions are not genuine, but also you did the same thing when you saw me pet my dog, so I don't really know how to feel about your tears in general.
I don't cry a lot. I swear to God,
I'm not a lie. That is a lie. I feel like you've cried in every episode here. I swear to God.
No, you can ask any of my friends.
I
don't cry. I'm not a big crier. I'm just emotional because you just made me realize that it's not your fault.
I know.
Yeah. Good. It's okay.
I'm sorry that I'm laughing. I'm sorry.
You're allowed to, Kevin, you're allowed to laugh. I'm just like, when I'm not
I
feeling
know.
100%, I'm like a little cuckoo. And I think I just realized how much I love my nephews, and I'm sad that I won't be able to see them today.
I'm a little
Yeah.
angry because I know the audience is going to be on your side and just think it's sweet, and I'm over here laughing in your face, and they're going to think that's rude and mean, which it is. But I'm just annoyed that you have these built-in mechanisms to garner you sympathy. Meanwhile, I'm over
Fuck
here
you.
with my intrusive thoughts, and everyone's like, "Why is Kevin so fucking weird all the time? Why does he
No,
think
also,
about burning things down?"
so A, just so everyone knows, Kevin is a dickhead, but B, Kevin doesn't include enough of the parts of like our conversations where I'm being a dick to him, so he seems like a dickhead. He also doesn't, he like, off the podcast, like Kevin will randomly call me and be like, "How are you?" and like check in on me. Like he's a very sweet guy, so I don't want you
Oh
guys to
my
antagonize
gosh!
him because
Yeah, and
he's
you
a piece
cry
of
every
shit.
time during those calls.
I don't, you psycho. I literally don't. I'm just like, "I'm good. How are you?" And you're like, "I'm going to go for a walk and I wanted to say hi."
Yeah, I call Taha on a regular basis, and he's like, "I'm good, but I just
That's not
had
what
sex with a
happened.
really hot guy,
That's not what
and now I think
happened.
I'm ugly.
Shut up. That's not what happened. I'm going to cut you up into pieces and sell you.
Everybody wants my body, but I
Me, me,
also
me, me,
feel
me, me, me.
bad."
Shut up. Go away.
That's
God will
also my
smite you
impression
when
of
your
a race
time
car.
comes.
God will smite you.
Jesus has.
Oh, baby, I'm awaiting.
Have you, Kevin? Have you seen that one TikToker video that like there's like a car that's like, oh no, it's this girl leaving a voicemail where she's crying and they edited a car over it. She's like, I just really wanna, and like they edited a car just driving slowly over it. It's so funny.
No, but you know
I'll
what I
send it to
have
you.
been
It's really
getting?
good.
I've been getting a
What?
lot of Lightning McQueen fan cams, but there's a
Oh,
sexual twinge to them. I don't know
oh,
what the algorithm's trying to tell me, but I think I'm attracted to Lightning McQueen now.
he has a nice smile, so I get it.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
We're so in sync. Don't you love it?
We are doing okay today. We're doing okay.
I'm enjoying it. To be honest, it's fun also just being a little bit more grounded. I fully cried. What am I talking about? Oh my god.
You are not grounded at all. You are floating in the atmosphere. You have no tether to this world, much like Grimes had no tether to whatever she was performing in Coachella this week.
Kevin, I would be tethered to you for a day because I think it would be fun, and it would be fun because you would hate it.
Yeah,
would you be
I would hate
handcuffed
it.
to me for an entire day?
Well, what do I get in return?
Nothing. Like, would you do it?
Be handcuffed to you? No.
I don't know, like social experiment.
What would we be testing? What would we be learning? Like, what is the
No, like,
experiment?
just,
What's
like,
the
for fun.
hypothesis? Just okay.
For, like,
So it's
a TikTok or something.
no. That sounds very annoying. Vibe with that. Oh, bitch. Okay, tell me what you think of this, because we were talking about situationships a little bit earlier, and I think it actually ties into music, Coachella, Lana Del Rey, because with the pandemic, we kind of experienced this cultural shutdown where not a lot of people went outside. Do you think that people are less socially in tune with vibes in public spaces, which makes people want to commit to less, i.e., they don't want to meet people in public, they don't want to do the thing, and so texting back and forth creates more ambiguity, more not sure how to feel about situations. It makes less of a commitment, if you will. So a lot of folks are getting themselves into situationships because they feel like it's their only option.
I don't know if that COVID hypothesis is true.
Would you like to say any more words about that?
I think geographically, social things are so varied. Okay, this is really random, but like my friends and I were talking about how like when we went to New York, if we went to like a club in New York, people will talk to you, people will be social, people will be friendly. In Toronto, guys, literally everyone's so antisocial here and like awkward and like super constipated.
That last part may have just to do with you, but
stop it. You know what I mean?
I don't want to imply that this is like, these kids won't get off their phones. Back in my day, I met my wife at 14. Like, I don't want to try to pretend that this is like a problem, but I do think that there's a lack of like social learning because everything's on Instagram, everything's on Twitter. Even our podcast is a perfect example. Think about how many podcasts are out there with like two friends talking, and then think about how many Gen Z people are like, I don't want sex scenes, I just want friends to be in my social media, like I just want to watch media with friends in it. I think there's this like this longing for connection through screen that doesn't really recreate the same connection as real life. Like a musical theater is different than a movie, is different than a TV show. And I feel as if that kind of leads into this situationship kind of popularity or growth, because
I love that.
Oh my god, thank you. No, it just feels like the same problem in a different font. Like, is this the end of the world?
Like
no. Should people probably be going outside more? Yeah,
that's so interesting. Yeah, like, because you're kind of saying, like, because of COVID, we became more like antisocial, and so like the relationships we want from people are now media sourced instead of in person sourced, at least proportionally for a lot of people, and so that's affecting the way we perceive romantic relationships and what we want out of them, and that's fascinating. I really like that. Like, have we communally reconceptualized that? That's interesting.
And I don't know.
I do like your hypothesis. I was wrong.
Thank you. Say that again for the people in the back.
I said I do like your hypothesis. I was wrong.
Music to my ears. Music to my ears, like Lana Del Rey, not using any of the consonants in her songs. How do you think someone can get out of a situationship? Like, if you want to connect with someone and they're giving nooch, how do you like convince them that you're worth it?
So I think, okay, those are two different questions to me. I think to get out of a situationship, period, you've got to be so transparent in your communication. Like,
gotta burn their
if I was in a situationship and I wanted to get out of it, no, stop it. Or you could graduate to the next level. It depends on how they react. I think when people are flaky and not communicative, you've just got to like put the like, and I've done this before on like apps too, which is not the same thing at all as a situationship. But like, if there's somebody, like, I actually did this recently where like there's somebody and like we would have recurring conversations, but like anytime I try to initiate meeting up, he'd be like, oh, like I'm busy, or like, oh, maybe not. And I was like, okay, well then, like, why are you talking to me? And so I was like, you know what, instead of like wondering, I'm just going to be very transparent. And I was like, hey, like, I just wanted to point out that like I think we might have different styles of communication, so this might not, I don't know if like this is worth pursuing, which is totally okay, not a knock on you. It's just that it feels like I'm more interested and I'm trying to initiate conversations or a meetup, and you are being a lot more passive. Again, this may just be discrepancy between communication styles. It's not a knock on you. That's totally okay. We don't need to keep chatting.
I do hate how every conclusion we come to when it's like how to make this relationship work, it's just transparency, honesty, and kindness. I do.
Can I tell you what he said in response though, Kevin?
What do you say?
This guy that I've never met up with, he was like, hey, I'm actually really anxious about meeting people from apps. And so he was being honest. He's like, and that's a part of it. He's like, I would love to get drinks with you sometime in like a low pressure environment because that feels less scary to me. And I was like, oh, like it just took someone being really honest to get the honesty out of someone else. Yeah, we'll see if I actually want to meet up with him. I'm like, I'm not here to like fuck with people who can't talk. Like, why did I have to fish that out of you? Be a fucking adult. You know what I mean? Sorry. Oh my God. Prickly.
Yeah. I mean, that's a harsh way to put it, but I do also agree. It's like, is this a thing where constantly I'm trying to pull something out of you?
No, it might be harsh, but I'm like, he's also like 40. I'm like, dude, get your shit together. Like, it's totally okay to feel the way you do, but why do I have to fish it out of you? Like, do you know how to talk to people? Why are you socialized poorly? Just like talk. Stop being
I totally agree. I actually have this friend who, like, every time we have a conversation, he like cries in the middle of it, and it's so weird because it's like, this isn't really how you're supposed to.
He's so hot, and while he's crying, you're like, oh my God, like I want to use your tears as lube.
Not quite my tempo. Not quite where I was at, but sure. Sure. That is an option. Alrighty.
Don't discredit my good point about flaky communicators by shaming me. See, guys, he's shaming me for crying.
Yes, 100%. That's stop looking at the camera like that. You're gonna scare everybody. Starts crying. Oh my gosh! This entire episode. It's just you crying. I love how we keep landing on bits that are strictly visual for a podcast that people generally can't see.
Oh,
it's really
Lord.
great.
I know. Well, if you guys are picturing me crying, just picture like a really beautiful crier. I'm actually a very ugly crier when I get into it, but like picture me being a beautiful crier, like looking out the window, kind of mewing a bit, like clenching my jaw and like a single tear, like
oh yeah, just one solitary tear down the cheek.
Kevin, when you have your like biannual cry, what is it like? What do you look like when you cry? Tell me, Kevin.
I find the tallest room in the tallest tower, and I lock the doors inside. I turn into a different monster, and then I surround myself with sheets, a beautiful satin sheets, and I lay there and I tear Tears stream down my eyes, and I wait for my prince to come, and then he comes and he kisses me, and then I say, "Oh, done. I'm parched. Do you have some water?" And then we go.
You're insane.
We had to bring it back to Shrek. Why not?
Oh, there's something that's been stuck in my head since I was around 12. So when I was 12, it was late.
In your brain. That explains all the crying.
It explains a lot. No, Shut up. We're both getting matching lobotomies. If I'm going, you're going. Okay.
I'd love it. I'd love it. Just to be hot and stupid. Are you kidding me? Just to like not think about anything again and just be hot and sit there and be hot and let other people be like, "Wow, you're hot," and you be like, "What?" And that'd be amazing.
Truly the dream. But yeah, I've had this thought stuck in my head since I was a kid. So it was late night and I was in my room. This is not going where you think it is. And I was watching TV. Okay. And on TV comes this Rice Krispies commercial. And what happens is a little girl comes downstairs and she's excited to see her mom make the Rice Krispies treats. And they're like, and they're like, oh no, they're making it together and then they eat it. And at that age of 11 or 12, I remember consciously being like, oh my God, Taha, you know, it'd be fun. Like literally I thought, if I periodically remind myself of this commercial for the rest of my life, I will never forget this commercial. And now I'm 28 and I remember this commercial because as a child, I said, whoa, imagine if I randomly periodically thought of it. I could never forget it. And it worked.
That's crazy. You know what I've never forgotten? Once I was at the beach and I found a pine cone on the ground. And I was like, that's so weird that this pine cone's on the ground at the beach, like on the sand. Someone's going to step on this and it's probably going to hurt someone. So what I did is I take the pine cone and I just chuck it as far as I can. Oh. And I watched this pine cone fly through the air and just slowly, in slow motion, land directly in someone's face. And so I turned around and I walked the other direction. And obviously I chucked it so far that the people were so confused. They had no idea where it came from. But I think about it on a regular basis, and I'm like, remember that time you found a pine cone on the ground, tried to get it out of the way, and then threw it into someone's face? And I will never forget that. And I
thought it was God
smiting them. Well, they were gay, so they had to be hit by something. I completely agree with you in that remembering things is so much fun. So much fun. I don't know what to do with these thoughts in my head, and see, this is why I can't act on my goblin impulses, because people get hurt, and we can't be doing this. My red flag for this entire episode is me. I'm the red flag today.
Oh, Kevin. Oh my God. Okay, my red flag for this episode is the fact that I've been itchy and weirdly emotional because I get like this when I'm not fully 100%, and like that's my red flag. What's your green flag, Kevin?
Your red flag is your skin today. That's really annoying. Yeah. I'm sorry you're going through that though.
And it's red. It's the red like the flag. What is
the Canadian flag?
This is not red flag.
Oh. Yeah. Well, that's you. You're the Canadian flag. You're red and white.
This isn't monkeypox, right?
No one can tell.
I don't think it is. What's your green flag, Kevin?
I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to say that you're in tune with your emotions because you're so able to cry often. I want that to be a green flag, but I also know it's because you're incredibly unstable at the moment, so I'm gonna bypass that.
Yeah, it's not a green flag. So I'm not joking when I say
my green flag for this episode would be just the idea of listening to Lana Del Rey perform because I think she's great.
Okay, I like that. My green flag is Kevin's Elmo impression, and also just Kevin today. I've had a rough morning, and so getting to do this podcast with you made me feel better.
Oh no, I'm glad that you are feeling better, but I hope you also get the help you need because clearly there is something going on.
Tango, can you read a comment?
Oh, you know what? Oh, Tango did read a comment that was really annoying the other day. Do you want me to read it?
Oh,
he pointed it out to me. He's like, "This is upsetting." This was commented. Why do fit, attractive guys like you both never even talk to guys that aren't fit or skinny? Like, it makes us feel so inadequate. Yeah, Tango didn't like reading that. Tango did not enjoy finding that comment.
How do you know who we're talking to?
I know. Also, no. I know. Like in a podcast with two people discussing with each other, I don't understand what they want.
Also, if I was as fit as you think, I wouldn't have literal body dysmorphia. I have not gone swimming since I was 12.
Yeah, still has to wear a shirt.
Also, yeah, what does he want? Like literally, no, literally. And also, we literally talk to each other. That's the whole point of the podcast. I don't get it.
I know.
How do you
I know. I mean,
it
goes, I'll say it until I die. Like, learn how to aim. Like, if you have a problem with something, you actually do have to back it up with evidence, or else people are just going to ignore you. Like, when this was commented, I went to your Instagram, and your first video was with a woman. You were doing things. It was like,
my friend, Nikita. We were literally being dumb, illiterate doctors. I know. Like, look, I get that it can be rooted in experience and that a lot of shitty guys who are weird about that stuff can be like that. And I totally think that, like, your experience is valid, but you cannot just project that onto other people. Because I don't do that with everyone because I'm not crazy. So stop doing that.
Well, let's not say things we can't
I just cry.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not crazy. I'm just extremely unstable. 100%. Yeah, learn how to aim, kids, because otherwise...
Oh my god, aim while you pee too? I sit down when I pee. Kevin, do you stand up? I used to cross streams with my friend when I was a kid. It was a fun thing we did.
I almost exclusively sit down. The bathroom is the one place I get to relax. People who stand up to pee in front of a toilet are insane. Why wouldn't you want to sit? Why wouldn't you want to be there? Another thing, you know what they don't have at public venues, at bars? Toilets that are safe to sit in. That's why I don't like going to live music.
And I don't like going to live music because Lana Del Rey says, I'm too tired for this.
Don't you do it. Don't you dare. Save yourself the embarrassment, bitch, in front of me. All right, that's all we got. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We will see you later. And
please do. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah, 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 mwah.